Hi, this is Greg Jameson. I recently conducted a survey where I asked you and a bunch of other people questions about what your biggest concerns were as it related to marketing on the internet and really getting your website to produce for you. And as I looked at all these answers, it really kind of comes down to three primary concerns that I want to talk to you about today. Now, the first of those concerns is getting people to your website. This might involve search engine optimization, it might involve linking to your website, and a number of other things. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in this video today. The second point is once people have come to your website, getting them to actually buy something from you, converting them into customers. And this is obviously a really significant part of a website, and so I want to address some of those issues here as well. And then the third point is how to get people to say something positive about you, leaving reviews for you and so forth, so that you can actually get even more traffic and have a better online reputation. So those are kind of the three key areas that I want to concentrate on today. Obviously, the survey, if you took it, you know that there was a whole bunch of other questions, and I'd be happy to address those with you one-on-one as well. But I want to talk about these three primary concerns because they tended to make up the bulk of the responses. So I hope that you get something out of this video. It's really intended for your use, and let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, as I said, the first primary concern is driving traffic to your website. And as it turns out, there is a bunch of different ways that you can drive traffic to your website. It does not all have to occur through people doing a search on Google. However, search engine optimization seems to be the issue that most people wanted to know something about. So the impression is that most people think that people are coming to your website by going to Google and typing something in. Now, certainly if somebody, let's say that your website is called abcmarketingsecrets.com. Now, if someone went to Google and typed in abcmarketingsecrets.com, well, of course that site should come up because that is the name of the website, and you put that into the search engine rather than into the address bar. Quite frequently, people are not searching on the name of your website. If they know the name of your website, they just put that into the address bar rather than into the search engine. What you are concerned with is when people are searching for products and services that you offer and you want to come up on page 1 of Google. That is what search engine optimization is really all about. And the way that you accomplish this is twofold. There is what's called on-site factors, which include things like your heading tags, your title tags, your keyword density. It also includes things like your menu structure and links from one page to another and so forth. Those are all things that you have control over and that you can basically make your site be specific for a particular search term. So let's say that somebody is searching for cherry flavored popcorn. Well, if you wanted to rank for the term cherry flavored popcorn, what you would want to do is you would want to have your heading tags say cherry flavored popcorn, the title of your page to be called cherry flavored popcorn, and then within the page itself, you would want to utilize the keywords cherry flavored popcorn several times. Now, you don't want to do this in a way that you are spamming the search engines. You want to do it in a way that you are truly trying to engage with your audience. So the content of your page might say something like, "We make the world's most delicious cherry flavored popcorn. We do this by utilizing only high-grade coconut oil when popping our popcorn and using pure 100% organic cherry flavoring to produce our cherry flavored popcorn. So we've now used that term several times in the description, but it makes sense to the reader. Now, as it turns out, what's actually more significant is what's called offsite factors. And the most significant one of these is backlinks, people linking from their website back to your website. Not a link exchange, which Google basically tends to just say, hey, you voted for me and I voted for you, and therefore it ignores it. But somebody that is voting for you for that particular search term. So let's say that there is a website out there that writes a blog post about cherry flavored popcorn, and they take that term, cherry flavored popcorn, and they link it back to your website. Well, what happens then is Google says, hey, somebody just voted for the term cherry flavored popcorn, and it points to your website. Google follows that link back to your website, and then it looks at the heading tags, title tags, and keyword density and says, yep, that page is all about cherry flavored popcorn. That's a good vote. Now, as it turns out, you can have lots of people doing that, like what you see down here in these purple circles. These are all small websites, all pointing to website E here for a particular search term. And because lots of people are doing that, website E ends up becoming significant for that particular search term. You'll notice, however, that a really big website out there might be like a CNN.com or an Oprah.com or something is pointing, everybody's pointing to it, which is making a really big website out of it, but it's only pointing to a few sites. In this case, the only site it's pointing to is C. But because it is linking to C, that says, hey, this vote, we're going to weight more heavily than all these little votes. So who is pointing that link back to your website is just as important as how many people are pointing back to your website. So that's kind of the basis of search engine optimization. But the question then is, how can you get a big website out there to be pointing back to your website? Well, as it turns out, you can do this yourself. YouTube is owned by Google, and therefore Google thinks that links from YouTube to websites are highly important. And as an example that you can see here, I did a search term here for Pakistan baskets. And on the first page here is a video on YouTube, which, as you can see, it says that it was uploaded clear back in 2010 by Amerimex Wholesale. Now, Amerimex happens to be one of my customers, and I created this video for them. And in the description of the video, when you click on more down here, it actually says these baskets are available at http://amerimex.com. Well, you need that http:// in there in order for YouTube to understand that that's a link. But that link is pointing back to Amerimex, which has a page on there that is all about Pakistan baskets. And because that link is so strong, it ends up on the first page of Google. This is what's called the YouTube effect. And if you do this for every single one of your products or services, you have a very strong chance of getting listed on the first page of Google by providing those links back to your website with a video. Turns out the video doesn't have to be seen a lot. You don't have to have lots of people that have watched it. It doesn't have to be long. It could be a 30-second video, but you do need the link from the video back to your website. Another important aspect of Google search results is being listed on Google Local or Google Maps. And this depends upon the particular type of business that you're running, of course, but you can see here in this example, I typed in barbecue restaurant, and out of 49 million results, the very first thing that shows up here is a Google map. And these are people that have a verified listing on Google Maps that are in the proximity of where I did the search. So if you have a local business, you definitely want to make sure that you are listed on Google Maps. In addition to having a verified listing on Google Maps, you'll also want to get reviews. You'll notice that one of the reasons why these three show up here rather than under the More Places link down here is they all have a large number of reviews, 96, 119, and 130 reviews respectively. There are also third-party sites out there like Yelp, Angie's List, and so forth that, if you're in interior design, maybe House or some very specific review sites for your particular industry. In this case here, you'll see the 10 best barbecue restaurants in Denver from TripAdvisor. So getting listed on these third-party review sites is also important to search engine optimization. You want to get as many high-quality reviews as you can. And finally, social media importance. This can have a profound impact on your search engine results. You need to be active on social media. Social media is one of the key factors that Google utilizes in its algorithm to determine who gets placed on the first page of their results. Now, in this case here, I typed in my name, and you can see that I actually own most of the first page for my name. You can do this actually for the name of a product or service as well. So in this case here, gregjameson.com shows up first in the search results, which one would expect because that name matches the search results term as I talked about. But then my LinkedIn profile shows up. After that, a posting by someone else about a speech that I'm giving later this week. Then my listing on Amazon. Here's somebody else, a Gregory Jameson at Keller Williams Realty in Durango. That's not me. Then my Twitter account, my Facebook account, and my Web Stores Limited page. So because I am active on social media, my listings for LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook are all showing up on the first page of the Google search results. And that can be an important consideration with search engine optimization as well. So to recap here, we have links from YouTube and other websites. We have the social media aspects that we talked about here, and we have the Google Maps and the reviews. And those factors are things that you actually can control and have it greatly impact your search engine results. But it turns out that driving traffic is not just about SEO. It is about getting other people to also link to your site, and not just providing links, but providing quality content and information with those links embedded inside of their content. Basically, this is what I call influencer marketing, and it's all about getting someone else to endorse your products or services. Now, you may have heard that my book, The Influencer Effect, went to #1 on Amazon in 2 different categories the very first week that it was released. This was not something that I did. This was something that all of my colleagues did by getting a copy of my book and posting about it all over the internet with links to the Amazon page where people could buy it. That is what ended up resulting in getting it to hit #1. Now, like I said, you can do this with any product or service. I had a customer that was baking these nutrient bars, and he was just baking them in his home kitchen, and he decided that he wanted to expand his business. So he found an affiliate, in this case Beyond Diet, that would promote his product for him in exchange for whenever they sold one of his products on his behalf, he would give them a kickback. That's what affiliate marketing is, and it is a great way to get people to promote your products and services for you. Now, in this case here, you can see that the gal that runs Beyond Diet is a best-selling author and has helped over 500,000 people. She had a big list. Well, she didn't just put some kind of an ad out there for him. What she did is she wrote this blog post that described how she thought that these nutrition bars were really good for you and they were delicious. And she put a picture of herself out there. She's making this authentic and real. She's like, here I am holding these Gen bars, just energy bars, and these things are really good. And you scroll down in her blog post, it says, don't just take Isabel's word for it, order yours today. And that contains the affiliate link that pushes them off to the Gen Bar site. And then whenever somebody would order one of these, Isabel and Beyond Diet would make a commission. It's a great way to grow your business, and you can see that she actually has another link down here at the end of this post. So in addition to the blog post, she also put out a newsletter. She is promoting this on behalf of someone else, getting someone else to really push your products for you is what influencer marketing is all about, and it's something that most businesses can and should be doing. Now, the next point that came up in the survey was, how can I possibly compete with Amazon? Amazon is out there selling products, sometimes at a price cheaper than what I can buy them for. There's this big mammoth company out there that is just swallowing up small retailers. And it's not just Amazon, as it turns out. It may be that you have a product where there is some big box store out there still that you're having to compete with. Let's say, for example, that you are selling swimming suits, and there are companies out there like a swimoutlet.com or something that is saying, hey, here's everything related to swimming. Well, whether it be Amazon or someone else, the strength of those big box companies is that they sell everything. And Amazon simply can't be good at everything. No one could be good at everything. So there's a saying out there that the riches are in the niches, which is what you really need to do. You need to say, you know what, I'm going to focus on a particular aspect of swimwear. Maybe it's going to be that I am concerned about competitive swimmers, and therefore I'm going to really concentrate on catering towards competitive swimmers. I don't care about the recreational swimmer. I don't care about the person that's going on vacation or just learning how to swim or anything else. I am really going to concentrate. My niche is going to be all about competitive swimming. So given that, you actually need to sell your products based upon that premise that that is what your niche is. So you need to go out there and create great personalized copy for your website. Don't take the manufacturer's descriptions of products and just stick it on your website. Instead, you go out there and you say, we are working with an Olympic caliber swimmer. They're training for the Olympics, and they have found that these Speedo goggles actually work really well. They don't leak even when they're doing a dive into the pool, and you go on and you describe how great these goggles are for your niche. And that is a way that you can compete with the big boxes. Now, Amazon's got this saying, Amazon.com and you're done. Like, you're done, buddy. But no, what we're talking about here is that you want to build a fanatical fan base around the niche that you have decided to compete in. You want to become the go-to authority in your niche. There is no way that Amazon or any other big box store is going to become the go-to authority for every niche out there. So that is the way that you can compete with Amazon. To do this, you need a platform. And by a platform, I mean you need a way of broadcasting your message. This might be a blog. It might be a podcast, or if you're lucky enough to have a radio show, a radio show. Might be a YouTube channel. Or again, if you're lucky enough to have a TV show, then you have a TV show. It might be hosting events and doing public speaking. But you have some type of a public platform where you can go out there and talk about your niche. And the more that you talk about it, the more you become the expert and the go-to authority for that particular niche by having a platform where you can broadcast. Now, I want to make a point here that social media is not your platform. Yes, it is a platform, but Facebook is Mark Zuckerberg's platform. It's not yours. You need to have a platform that you can control the content and own it, and that someone else can't go in there and take it down. Now, you can and you should be a guest on other people's platforms. You should be posting on social media, as we talked about. That is a big factor in search engine optimization. You can and should be a guest on other people's podcasts, on other people's YouTube videos. You should do public speaking at other people's events. You should be a guest poster on other people's blogs. But you do need to have your own platform if you are going to be the go-to authority in your niche. All of this means that all of a sudden you are creating a bunch of content. Here you thought that you were just running some other business. You're just an interior designer. You're just someone that is out there selling swimsuits, selling popcorn, whatever it may be. But now I'm telling you that you have to create a bunch of content. So your question is where do I start? How often should I post, whether it be blogging or podcasting or anything else? And I can tell you right now that you need to do it a lot. You need to broadcast frequently. And by that, I mean that your major article of the week, yes, of the week, needs to go out to your primary platform once a week. In addition to your primary article, you will probably want to be posting on some of your other social media channels at least once to 2 or 3 times a day. That is a lot of posting, right? You're trying to run a business, and now I'm telling you that you've got to be posting on all these different channels all the time. Where do you find the time to do it all, and how do you focus your efforts? So here's my suggestion. You pick the platform that you want to use to broadcast your message. In most people's cases, I'm going to recommend that you write a blog. You write a blog article once a week. If you don't, not a good writer, then choose a different one. Perhaps you create one video a week. You do one podcast show a week. Whatever it is that you are comfortable with. And that's all you do. You do that one thing and you do it very well. Then what you do is you syndicate your content across all of these other channels. For example, when I write a blog post, it automatically generates an email newsletter for me. It automatically posts my blog onto my Facebook page, onto my LinkedIn page, and onto my Twitter account. The only thing I do is write the blog, and it is automatically syndicated across all of these other channels. I actually have it set up so that if I do a post to social media, I post everything now on Instagram, and from there it will automatically post things out again to Facebook, to Twitter, and to Pinterest. Uh, I use a site called If This Then That that says, if I post something on this site, basically take that content and post it on this site as well. So if this, then that is a way that will allow you to accomplish some of the things that I'm talking about here about syndicating your content. So that is one way that you can basically figure out how you can do this simply once a week. Another thing that came out of the survey was building a list. And it turns out that this is one of the most critical things that you should be doing in your business. As I indicated before, Facebook is not a platform. It's not your platform. Facebook is a way of getting content out there, but you want to be bringing people back in to something that you own and you can control. And that is always your email list. So everything that you do as it relates to internet marketing, whether it be getting someone on your website, putting out a blog post, posting something on social media, you always want to be list building. If you're advertising on Facebook, for example, the primary call to action should be to add someone to your list, not to get them to buy something from the ad. This is a mistake that most people make, whether they're doing Facebook ads, whether they're doing retargeting ads, they're doing search ads. People are doing these ads and they think, oh, I want to get somebody out there because I'm trying to promote a set of leather gloves. No, you're not trying to promote a set of leather gloves. You're trying to promote the fact that you are the go-to authority for leather gloves, and therefore you really need to be on my email list if that's something that you're interested in. Reputation management is something that came up in the survey as being one of the primary concerns of, hey, how do I get people to say nice things about me? And there were several sub-points within this: getting testimonials, getting online reviews, and overcoming negative reviews. So how do you get testimonials and reviews? I actually did a podcast just last week with a friend of mine who has the highest number of testimonials and endorsements on LinkedIn than anyone in the world. He's got almost 2,000 endorsements on LinkedIn. And I asked him on the podcast, I said, well, Kevin, how'd you do this? And he said, I asked him. And you might think that's not too profound, but that's how I got all of the reviews and how I got people to share my book as well. I simply asked them. Now, you need to ask people that already know, like, and trust you, but if you do have people that know you and they like you, they're your customer, simply ask them if they will leave you a testimonial or an online review. Now, you are always going to have people out there that are going to say something negative about your business. That's just the way it is. People, they seldom leave like 3- and 4-star reviews. People leave 5-star reviews because they're really impressed with what you have to offer, or they leave a 1-star review because they are upset about something that happened in your business. So how do you overcome negative reviews? Well, the best way that I have seen this work is to simply turn it into a positive. This was an ad for Snowbird ski area in Utah. They actually promoted the fact that this person gave them a 1-star review, saying that the area is too advanced. It goes on to say here, I've heard Snowbird is a tough mountain, but this is ridiculous. It felt like every trail was a steep chute or littered with tree wells. How is anyone supposed to ride in that? Not fun. What a phenomenal ad to be promoting the fact that they got this 1-star review. They are trying to narrow their niche down to only cater to expert skiers. They don't want beginning skiers at Snowbird. If you want to be a beginning skier, you go off to Park City or somewhere nearby. Snowbird is an expert ski area, and what a fantastic way to promote this. Now, you can do that for almost anything that you have. Say, for example, you have someone that left you a negative review because you don't take returns on a swimming suit after someone has left your store. You want people in your store trying them on. Well, go ahead, post something, a 1-star review like this, and then say underneath it, you are assured of getting new merchandise when you shop with us. You will not get a suit that has been subjected to the effects of chlorine, because all of our merchandise is 100% new, because we don't accept returns. Turn it into a positive. And that is a great way to overcome negative reviews. Now, the other way to overcome negative reviews, of course, is to get more positive reviews to outweigh the negative reviews. So you want to have as few of negative reviews as possible and as many positive reviews as you can, so that your average star rating still ends up being a 4 or above. But don't hide from the negative reviews. Tackle them head on. Thanks for watching this video all the way through to the end. I've covered a lot of information here, and hopefully you got some really valuable tips that you can apply to your business. But I know that you might still be saying, well, that's nice, but I've got some very specific concerns that I would like to address. And I'm happy to help you out. I've actually got a link here on this page. It's bit.ly/coachingwithgreg. And you can go there and sign up for a free 20-minute consult where we will talk about any of the concerns that you may have that either we didn't address that were in the survey, or that we did talk about here in this video today, but you want some clarification on how that applies to you and your business. So that's a free 20-minute call at bit.ly/coachingwithgreg. Now you'll notice that there are also 2 other coaching programs that I have available for you. The first is a group coaching video conference call that happens every other week, where we sit down for an hour or so with you and like-minded business owners, and you can ask any question that you want. You can ask it of me, you can ask it of the other people on the call. I'll actually start that call out with a specific topic just to get the conversation rolling. That topic may be on my blog post of the week. It may be as it relates to something that I've done in my podcast. It may be a survey question that we didn't address here, or any of the survey questions that we did address. Like I said, that's your time, and you could ask whatever questions you want on whatever subject you want. I actually do record those sessions, so if you can't make it on the live video conference, then you can go back and you can watch the replay of that at your convenience. Write down your questions and then ask those questions during the following session. Now, I also have here a private coaching session where basically you can hire me to help you with your online marketing. And I will do this at a cost significantly less than what you could probably even hire a kid right out of high school for. This is truly a private mentorship program where I become not only your accountability partner, but I work with you on specific areas of your internet marketing to really take your business to the next level. So if you're interested in either one of those programs, I'm happy to talk to you about those as well. But in the meantime, thanks again for being here today. Go ahead and click on bit.ly/coachingwithgreg and sign up for your free session, and I'll look forward to talking to you then. Thanks.